of Peoria. Our minister, Reverend Jennifer Ennis, is in New England this morning, and she's conducting a service in the church she grew up in. I'm doing this service because I'm the chair of the worship committee, so it's fallen to me this morning. You'll find us a bit different from many churches. For one, we're a creedless church, not requiring you to share a specific belief. Instead, we believe that everyone must ultimately make up his or her mind about questions of spirituality and religion. The purpose of the church isn't to provide answers, but to assist and encourage each of us in the search for our own truth. We are a welcoming church. We welcome everyone, regardless of race, ethnicity, gender identity, socioeconomic status, age, ability, beliefs, professions, politics, and once a year, we welcome four-legged people. The upcoming year marks an important day for several reasons. The 25th year is when we did the building, when we were open for business here in this building. This also is, by coincidence, the 25th year of Reverend Jennifer's career as a minister. So I think there might be a couple parties coming up. I have a message from the kitchen. George is back there by himself today and could really use some help with cleanup. Take some time when the weather is more tolerable to enjoy our great grove. It is a soothing place to simply sit and enjoy the sights and the sounds of nature. Our campus was once the home of the Peoria people. This was their ancestral home long before the first Europeans arrived. We honor them for who they are and who they were and who they are today, and we pledge to be responsible caretakers of the land. This Sunday marks the last Sunday of 2024. Yay! Thank goodness this year is finally over, but maybe I shouldn't. I might wish for the wrong things coming up. This has been such a turbulent year, and I'm so saddened by the divisiveness and hate that keeps growing. Thankfully, we are encouraged in our church to keep love at the center. Next Sunday will be January 5th and will be the first Sunday of the new year. Now I'm scared. I can't even begin to predict what it will bring. I'm sure I'm not alone in feeling that anxious feeling. We need to find a way in these turbulent times to ground ourselves, to find ourselves, to strengthen our connections with one another and feel hopeful. Today, we are going to practice love through being presence. But how can we be present in the world? Today, we'll explore some rituals as we bid farewell to the old year and ready ourselves for the new. While there are many ways to be present, rituals are one way to practice that. Today, we will teach several different rituals that will hopefully help you carry on through the next year. Now, I want to point out, none of these rituals are going to change the world. We will still have the same officials, the same problems, the same Fox News, the same CNN. So why do we perform these rituals? What I am hoping for all of you today is that some of these rituals can be incorporated into your own spiritual practice, and that can be very comforting. While our rituals might not change the world, I'm hoping the rituals help change you. There is no traditional sermon today. This is a participatory service. You will be asked to get up and move and maybe light some, do some water and fire. It's so different, we've even changed up the order of the service. And I learned a long time ago, and it proved true, change the order of service, and that really gets people going. But if you do the same thing the same way every time, you kind of lose the newness and the meaning. Well, today, everything is jumbled up in a different order, and hopefully that will help you also feel more present. Now I will say too, I will give you guys an out. If this type of service is not your cup of tea, no one will be offended if you decide to start your coffee hour early. You can exit the sanctuary and the coffee's on that side. Now let us put our phones into worship mode, and please stand as you are willing and able, and we'll begin our worship service today with our opening hymn, Gather the Spirit. I'd like to invite Jean Jost up to give us our opening words.
Good morning. I'm assuming everyone had a wonderful Merry Christmas and that we're going to be carrying that on through the rest of the holidays. I'm happy this morning to begin with the opening words that offer much joy by Carl Sandburg. Let there be joy in our coming together this morning. Let there be truth heard in the words we speak and the songs we sing, just as the one we've just sung. Let there be help and healing for our disharmony and despair. Let there be silence for the voice within us and beyond us. Let there be joy in our coming together, as it always is on Sunday morning.
Now I'd like to invite Tony and Vicki to come up and do our chalice lighting.
To Face the World's Shadows by Lindsay Bates. To face the world's shadows,
A chalice of light.
to face the world's coldness,
A chalice of warmth.
to face the world's terrors,
A chalice of courage.
to face the world's turmoil.
A chalice of peace.
May its glow fill our spirits, our hearts, and our lives.
I found a reading that I thought was very appropriate for this time. It's Look Into Our Hearts by Eric Walt Wixom. And he says, "It is said the Lord loves a cheerful giver, yet will accept from a grouch as well." As the ushers prepare to take this morning's offering, may each of you look into not just your wallets, not just your checkbooks, but to see how much you have with us, but let's look into our hearts and see what is available there. How much love, how much generosity, how much faith, how much gratitude, how much hope, and let us take our offering from that account. Can the ushers please pass the bowls or the plates? This is something that's called Share the Plate. A portion of your donation this morning that's loose change or in giving envelopes will go to a designated charity, and that charity rotates each month. This month, our Share the Plate will go to Central Illinois Center for the Blind and Visually Impaired. They provide support and encouragement to the blind and visually impaired since 1955. The staff teaches Braille, helps set up households, trains and provides assistive technology, and offers many other services. 1/2 of this December's undesignated place offerings will go to support their mission. Now we come to a ritual we practice every Sunday. It's our invitation to the candles of care and reflection. Kathy will play some music for us to meditate to and to enjoy. And I will light the first candle on the table over there, and you're welcome to come up and light a candle of your own. You can light the candle for joy, for sadness, for mourning, or just because you're glad you got out of bed this morning. So while you listen to Kathy's music, you can come up and light a candle. I've been asked to share a sorrow. My partner of 14 years passed away December 20th. And she shares a joy as well. My granddaughter was born December 25th. Amara is tiny but healthy. Very good. Now I'd like to invite you to practice the ritual of silence. And of course, I'm going to begin by talking. I invite you to listen to these words by Barbara Stevens. Let this be a place of silence. Let this be a place of warm and gentle silence. The silence that soothes and comforts the wounded. The silence that yields insights into the heart and soul. The silence that calms. the silence that listens, the silence that speaks, the silence that renews. Let this be a place of warm and gentle silence. Now we'll practice a few moments of silence. Movement is a ritual and can be found as a ritual in many cultures. Through dance, the movement can unite us. When concentrating on the movement, we are not thinking of the negative. Off of the parking lot here, we have a memory garden where you can contemplate and sit and walk. We also have a labyrinth, which is a path that's marked out that you can walk on and meditate together at the same time. Another is Tai Chi, and we have a Tai Chi master who's going to come up, tell us a little bit about Tai Chi. While he's doing that, you're welcome to stay in your seat. You can remain seated if you're more comfortable, or you can stand in your pew or move to the aisle while Dave Grebner leads us in a short sequence of Tai Chi movements. Dave?
Right. And what you say after you're done is, "Gee, wasn't that fun?" Oh, well. Ladies, please roll your eyes. That'll make my day. Okay, so Tai Chi is about channeling the life energy through your body, and you can consider that earth energy or God's love, whatever vision you have of that. So, if you want, you can. And Tai Chi goes back thousands of years from China, and I've been doing it for probably 40 years, and I do it for a half hour every day before supper. And if I don't, my dog looks at me, "Hey, what's wrong? No, you're supposed to be doing Tai Chi." And so I'm going to stand over here, and if you'd like, you can stand up and follow me, and I'll help you through it. Hello? Okay, yeah. All right, so we're going to stand feet shoulder width apart and move from one side to the other. Feel your weight, your balance of your weight moving from side to side. Okay. Put your weight on your right foot and then step out to the front, a little bit to the side with your left. And then move back and forth. Okay. The Tai Chi is about being brave slowly, breathing in balance, awareness of the energy flowing through your body, relaxing your body, being aware, visualizing that energy, the E flowing, and doing it slowly. All right? Okay, so we'll do that, and then we'll for now, breathe in slowly through your nose and then out through your mouth. And as you breathe out, just relax, let go of any tension. Don't fight it, just let it go. Breathe in. Let go. Breathe in beauty. Exhale pain, difficulties, and let it sink back into the earth and be recycled into new love. Okay? Inhale and exhale. That exhaling really can make a difference. Okay, so now we're going to use our arms to the side. And as you come up with your arms, you breathe out and then come down, you exhale. Helps a little bit if you. Yeah. Yeah. Let's bring in a little bit of that earth energy. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. When I learned Tai Chi, I learned you do things 9 times. Well, I never really understood why it was 9, but if you want to do it 8 or 10, I won't tell anybody. Let's bring in some of the sky energy. Inhale. And then now let's try this and you really feel this. Take a hand and then you breathe in. Don't touch the top of your head, just above it. When I do that, I can feel the energy. And then breathe in the love. First time I did Tai Chi with my previous dog after I got him, I was in the living room. He was sitting on the couch and he looked at me like, "What are you doing?" But then it relaxed him. And he saw me do it. After a while, he saw me, he'd go, "Hmm." So bless his heart. Thank you, Jill.
Jessie is going to be teaching or performing a practice that's guided meditation. She's our director of our lifespan religious education.
Guided meditation can be a practice that helps us find a moment of calm in a sea of a hectic, busy day. It can help us unwind before bed, and it can teach our brain that it's okay to settle and be calm and still. So join me in a New Year meditation. Start by finding a comfortable place where you're sitting. Is your body supported? Are your arms where you would like them to be? Are your feet comfortable? Think about how you would like your eyes. Do you want them relaxed and gently, loosely focused? Do you want them closed? Or do you prefer to focus somewhere off in the distance? Take a deep breath and let it fill your belly. And release that breath and feel your body relax. Sometimes it feels nice to breathe in and make an ah sound as we breathe out. It can tell your body that it's time to deeply relax. You may begin to feel warm and cozy inside, even though this is the time of year where the air is a little more crisp. The trees have lost their leaves, and much of the world is going to sleep. Maybe you would like to imagine yourself curled up in front of a warm fire. Watch the flames flicker yellow and red, and the golden flame relaxing you even more with every lap. As you sit here enjoying this moment of relaxation, start to remember some of the wonderful things, some of the exciting things, some of the challenging things from this past year. There have been many moments that made you happy. Some made you smile. Some were harder than others. And still, here we are at the end of this year. You are smarter and wiser. You have gotten to know yourself better every day this year. If there's anything you wish to leave behind, take a moment now to let that go. You can set it down or release it permanently. The new year will bring you a new start. That can be exciting. Think about the things now that you might see or do in the coming year. Start to imagine all the wonderful things you would like to learn. How would you like to be this year? Maybe you want to get better at something you enjoy doing. Maybe there's a new skill you want to learn. Maybe you want to spend more time helping others. Maybe you want to make a practice of caring for yourself. Or maybe you want to spend more time out in the natural world. Always remember that by using your heart and your mind together, you can create the year that you were meant to have. Take some time to picture yourself the way you imagine, the way you dream it could be. How do you look doing those things you're imagining? How do you feel? Make a place in your heart and hold that there for this coming year. Now, starting at your toes, give yourself a little wiggle. Maybe feel some warmth coming back and feel a little wave of awakeness rising from your toes all the way through. Allow peace and contentment to fill you. When you're ready, open your eyes and come back to us. Maybe give your body a little stretch. And hopefully you feel a little more ready for the new year. I hope you can take a practice of guided meditation if it helps you.
Sometimes rituals can be a bit dramatic, and that's what we're going to do today. First, we're going to compare ourselves to water. The strength of water takes on many, many forms, just as each of you has a unique and necessary strength that you bring to our community and to the work of love. Take a moment now and drop down deep into the wellspring of your own spirit and bathe yourself in the strength that is the groundwater of your person. Are you a roaring fall wearing rockaway with sheer force of will? Or are you a tiny drop of water in a crevice, breaking it slowly open, steadily and slowly? Are you buoyant like the Great Salt Lake? Practice holding others aloft. Are you tenacious like the mountain stream, finding your way down and around every obstacle you face? Are you still and calm like the pond of a daybreak, offering radiant peace by your shores? Are you in touch with hidden depths, pulling from a vast well? Do you soothe like steam rising from a cup of tea? Do you dissolve away muck like the water left in a pot to soak? Do you soften and smooth the edges like a creeping fog? Or do you clear away distraction like a cleansing rain? Do you roll with the ebb and flow of the ocean waves? The other element we're going to use in our ritual is fire. Fire is what we'll use to release the year behind us. Each new year calls us forward, filled with mystery. As we turn toward that new year, we take a final glimpse of this past year and reckon with all that it held for us. What parts of our lives, what things, ideas, people, ways of living, how many of those have become obstacles to our being and the people that we want to be? What's holding you back? What's getting in the way of living as fully as you would like to? What might you like to burn away? What would you like to relinquish? I'd like to invite you each to participate in this ritual. If you would go down the center aisle to one of the tables in the back, you can pick up a piece of paper, and there's pens there. You need to pick up From each pile, one is for fire and one is for water. And you think for just a minute and write something down. Write something down on water. What is a strength that you have? How do you contribute that strength to the church? And bring that tag up and put it in the space. The other piece of paper, you can write something on that you don't want to take into the new year. Something, I am going to try very hard not to take my temper into the new year. The pieces of paper are not very big, so you can't write a novel, but you can write a word or two, or even a symbol. And no one will see this except maybe a glance, but they will be your private thoughts. And when you've written down your word for the fire, you can bring it up and give it to Lindy, and she will send it out into the universe. We ask that you're very careful with the children, that nobody gets burned. That's why Lindy will send it into the universe. So please start your way to the back and participate in this ritual. ritual and our ritual are now done. The water has changed. It's no longer clear. But think of all the strengths that have been added to it, just as you all add your strengths to our church community. Think about what you confined to the fire. I hope you think of some ways that doesn't follow you into the new year. I'm sure my temper will still be there, but hopefully it'll be smaller. All of these things contribute to our church, the good and the bad. Think about what you'll contribute in the next year. Now, please join me with the closing hymn that's very traditional, Auld Lang Syne.
I can't help but think of the Harrises whenever Robert Burns is mentioned. A couple of years ago, I heard this radio story about what was considered, or what is considered, a rare convergence of Passover, Easter, and Ramadan occurring on the same weekend. I think it was April of 22. And yet, this time of year, as it is for every year, there's a convergence of many different holidays celebrated throughout the world. And beyond the seasonal commonality, I think it takes there's a common message that they all celebrate. And I think we can show that just as a sample of a few that I was able to find just with a quick little search. And there's a common message, I think, that they all celebrate, whether it be joy or peace, light, hope, gratitude, and that's an optimistic message, but it's also a plea for a better world. So this reading comes from that spring radio convergence that was mentioned in that radio spot, but I think it has relevance for the season and the time of year that we're in currently. These sacred days should serve as a collective reminder that the prophetic heritage of our respective faith traditions, whether adhered to or not in the ways of our ancestors, continues to permeate the air which the human family breathes, of freedom, love, and peace, the life-giving breath of the Holy One. Yet many of us throughout the year breathe through our mouths while holding our noses. In doing so, we defend ourselves from the suffocating air of bondage, hatred, and violence that surrounds us. However, in doing so, we also close ourselves off from any opportunity of smelling the sense of justice, hope, and compassion that also arouse the conscience, giving rise to courage and resiliency. Perhaps these holy days will provide us with an opportunity to open ourselves to be moved, to breathe in the sense of the sacred, of freedom, love, and peace, and that we are now called to breathe out, not only on special days, but every day.
A blessing for presence. May you awaken to the mystery of being here and enter the quiet intensity of your own presence. May you have joy and peace in the temple of your senses. May you respond to the call of your gift and find the courage to follow its path. May warmth of heart keep your presence aflame, and anxiety never lingers about you. May your outer dignity mirror the inner dignity of your soul. May you take time to celebrate the quiet miracles that need no attention. May you experience each day as a sacred gift, woven around the heart of wonder. Our worship is ended. Let our service begin. And now is our favorite ritual sometimes, coffee hour.